YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to another reaction video. Metallica. We don't need to say anything. We've done plenty of Metallica. We're doing a little bit more Metallica. I'm doing Whiskey in the Jar today. Right, there's some context here. There's a little bit of lead-in as to why we're doing this one. If you want to skip to the reaction, sure. I'll put the time on screen if you want to. Why am I doing this song today? Is it one that's been suggested a lot? To be honest, I mean a couple of times, a handful of times, but not a ton. The reason why I'm doing this one, Google has been just a bit of a beg recently. It's been trying so unbelievably hard, and Google, it does so much for me. Happy wife, happy life. If it wants me to listen to Whiskey in the Jar, I'm going to listen to Whiskey in the Jar. I feel like the amount of times recently when I've been like watching a music video, or if I've been doing one for a reaction, the amount of times that Up Next has put this, and every time I'm like, no, I might listen to that at some point on the channel. It peaked last night. My streaming service of choice is Google Play Music. It has been for a few years now, and Google Play Music has this feature, as I'm sure Spotify has an equivalent in Apple Music and stuff, but has like a radio feature, so you can choose like a genre, or you can choose like a mood or something, and then click play, and it'll just play an endless stream of music based on what you picked. You can also do it for like an artist, or you can do it for a song. And you can just pick a song and then click start radio, and it'll just give you a stream of music endlessly based on the source material. And I was listening to Rock the Casbah last night by The Clash. Second song, Whiskey in the Jar by Metallica. So I guess, you know what, I'm like, fine, I'm ready. If it wants to keep making me listen, at least I don't have to click. Now I won't have to avoid it every time it pops up. Whiskey in the Jar. I am aware of this song. I was aware of this version. I was aware of the Thin Lizzy version, and I was aware that there was an Irish version that popularised it, which I've discovered was by the Dubliners. But this is, I didn't realise that this is like a traditional Irish folk song. I thought just someone did it, and the Dubliners seem to have been the ones that made it popular, or sort of brought it to the wide audience in the 60s. But I don't know. Genius says that this particular version is a cover of Thin Lizzy's version. So, I don't know, to be honest, but Metallica, we've done Metallica, I'm going to listen to it. So, let's finish talking now, and listen to Whiskey in the Jar. There's a video too. Although it is 4 minutes 44. 4 is my lucky number, so we'll see where this goes. Because I recognise the okay, I do recognise this. I definitely recognise that melody. Ooh, didn't mind that though. Don't turn around. Okay, it's blurred. It's blurred. We're okay. I'm loving the little flicks in there. Okay, we'll give it its pause there. So I think I've heard this before. I'll say that because, you know, we like to be. I'm sure I've heard the melody. I instantly recognise. The chorus I think I knew anyway, but was just kind of, you know, confirming. But I think I've heard the Thin Lizzy version, maybe, because I can't picture this in my head in an Irish accent, so I don't think I've heard the Dubliners version. Apparently U2 did a cover of this. I don't think I've heard that version, but the version I know is like, not acoustic, but a little bit more subtle than this, where I feel like I don't remember it being as broad as this. There's quite a lot in there. Obviously, it's got the signature the heavy, thick down picking in there, which I don't think I remember. So I think I've heard the Thin Lizzy version of this song, but I dig it. It's Metallica. We know Metallica. We know and love Metallica. It's interesting because I feel like it's actually a little bit different from what I would expect from Metallica. I actually have no idea when they did this, to be honest. They did this in the year 1998. 98. Okay, so they're a bit in there. They're a bit in the middle. This is about when people, when they were putting out stuff that some people were liking and some people weren't liking. So it was interesting. We'll keep going. We can talk about it at the end. The video, I feel like, has nothing to do with the song. Maybe there's some relation, but it's a house party versus a story of some, like, bandit pirate dude in folklore. So, but we can talk about that at the end.
Being drunk and weary, I went to Molly's chamber, taking Molly with me, but I never knew the danger. For about 6 or maybe 7, yeah, in walked Captain Fear. I jumped up by my pistols, and I shot him with both barrels. Yeah, my shot rained down my do-da-ma-da. Whack for my daddy-o. Whack for my daddy-o.
Oh, let's see. No, I can't look at it.
Yeah, whiskey.
Stop showing all these butts and you get in trouble.
Now some men like fishing, and some men like the fouling. Some men like to hear the cannonball roaring. Me, I like sleeping, especially in my Molly's chamber. But here I am in prison. Here I am, the ball and chain. Yeah, my rain down my do-da-ma-da. Whack for my daddy-o. Whack for my daddy-o. There's whiskey in the jarro. Yeah. My rain down my do-da-ma-da. My rain down my do-da-ma-da. My rain down my do-da-ma-da. My rain down my do-da-ma-da.
Just crap. What channel is this on? What's this logo? Oh, Warner Records. Oh dear. Okay, we'll see. We may have some copyright issues with this one. Ah yeah, up next, Ed Sheeran and Anne Marie. Naturally, of course. I can't look at Sick. I had to look. My mic's on? Okay. A bit of a panic moment there. I can't look. I've held plenty of gals' hair out of the way in my time. I can't look at someone that I don't know being sick. I don't like it. I don't like Sick. Where do we start? Oof. I mean, I enjoyed it. That was a great song. I feel like they took, from what I know of the song, or what I imagined it would be like originally, I feel like they metalized, they Metallicaized the hook. Not the hook, the hook, because James has quite a recognisable voice. I feel like they Metallicaized the riff and the melody quite a bit. Obviously, like I said about the down picking in there, made it quite chunky. The riff and then the melody even, I think, had their flair to it. So I feel like they Metallicaized it pretty well. Again, like I said, that's not the sort of song that I imagine being their sort of song. That felt a bit different from what they usually do, but it still felt like they Metallicaified it pretty well. As far as the story goes, it was pretty straight. It was a traditional folklore folk song. It's pretty easy to follow, but I was kind of trying to draw parallels between the story and the video, because when I saw it in the video I was like, okay, so this is if it's a traditional like folk song based on Irish folklore, I imagine it's gonna be a pretty cool story. I saw the video. I was like, I bet this is gonna go really well. But then, not entirely related. But I feel like, and this is a stretch. And sometimes I go, maybe there's no connection. Maybe I'm overthinking it. People tell me I overthink stuff sometimes. Usually, if I'm listening to prog and I try and like make sense of the lyrics, people go, "Don't worry about the lyrics." Sometimes I overthink stuff. I'll admit it. I do it all the time. So maybe this is a reach, but the only connection I could draw was in the story. He's talking about, he robs this captain for his money, and then he takes his money back to his girl, and then she ends up like tricking him and leaving with the money or something, and then he says all he cares about basically is getting lots of money and this Molly. So I almost, the only parallel I could draw was that in indulging in temptations beyond maybe how you should, because he ends up in prison at the end. And the only other thing I could think was, oh, look at all these people partying and drinking lots and doing drugs, and I can't say the word because I don't want to get. Well, actually, if it's going to be claimed, who cares? It gets demonetized. But fricking, indulging in these sins, and then they start throwing up and blah, blah, blah. That was the connection I could make. You got indulging in the sins in the story. You got indulging in temptations in the video. Look, I tried my best. That's what I could come up with. But I enjoyed it, yeah. So it was some sort of like bandit, pirate, highwayman. Captain Farrell was counting his money, so he robs him with his pistol and his sword. Give me your money or I'll send your soul to the devil. Took all his money, brought it home to Molly, who said she would love him forever. She tricked him. She left. He said the only things he cares... Oh, he said... Then when he was drunk, and the chorus came on, he had his whiskey, and then drunkenly went to Molly, and I guess she was with the captain. Maybe she was setting him up. Because he said, I never knew the danger. Because at first I was like, oh, maybe they were together the whole time. But then he said, I never knew the danger, so maybe it was a setup. He sees Captain Farrell, pulls out his gun, pops him in the chest, and now he's in prison because of it. And all he wants to do, some people like fishing and fouling. Some people are pirates and like cannonballs and shit. All he wants to do is be sharing a bed with his beloved. Not mutually. She doesn't seem to have mutual feelings, but now here he is in prison because he overindulged, and he couldn't get away while he could. He had to go back. So it was a nice little story. It was what it was. Whiskey in the jar, and obviously he likes to drink. He likes his whiskey. I think we've established. I'm maybe not going to make any friends with this one, but I'm going to be honest. A little bit more of a Scotch guy. What's that Irish? The Irish whiskey advert going on at the moment, the Conor McGregor one, proper number 12 Irish whiskey. When he's like, I can't even remember what he says. He's like, oh, this one's the challenger, and then this one's like the winner, and then he just kicks the other one off, and he's like proper number. And then he talks about, oh, you Americans like to go to your tasting sessions to enjoy your whiskey. We like to go to the pub. Not that I've seen that advert. Why would I watch sports on? Why would I see that advert? It's an American advert. Why would I possibly? They don't show that on BT Sport, which is where I watch all of my sports. I don't know how I'd come across that one. Anyway, more of a Scotch person. Although, let me know, whiskey drinkers. Are there any watching? What should I be drinking? I'm relatively new to the whiskey world. I'm exploring. Let me know what I should be drinking. I'm more of a Scotch person. If I'm getting a bottle, my go-to is probably Grouse. I have a bottle downstairs, unopened, because I just finished another bottle, so I have a new bottle waiting to be opened. More of a Scotch. Ideally, I'm a bourbon guy. Go-to, I'll probably drink the most Scotch over something Irish, but let me know. Like I said, I'm new to it. Let me know. I'm by no means, I'm exploring. Let me know what I should be drinking. Commenters, you know better than I do. But we're a bit off track. That was a good song. I liked it. I think I'll go and listen to the Thin Lizzy version now, because I feel like, as I was listening to it, I'm like, okay, I've heard this before, but I've not heard this version before. I think it's the Thin Lizzy version I will have heard, both from kind of how I remember it in my head, versus sort of contextualizing where I would have heard it. I've probably heard it on rock radio years ago, so I imagine I've heard the Thin Lizzy version. I'll check it out. I'll let you know. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Tell me about whiskey and Metallica and whatever. Tell me about whatever you want to tell me about. Tell me about how your week's gone. I want to know. Thanks for watching. Week? Yeah, when's this going to go up? This will be a weekend video, I think. Yeah, sure. What are you doing this weekend? I think this is going up on Saturday. I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.